So we're taking a Python class, and the interesting thing is why you take a Python. For some of you, this is the first class you've ever programming class you've taken. For some of you, this is the second, third, or even fourth programming class you're taking. Python was developed in the 80s and first rolled out in the early 90s. I started working on it then. The Python that we knew back then is different than the Python we're using now, but still basically the same. Um, The reason you're using it is because it's a hot language at the moment. And it's hot because it could do some things easily that other programs struggle with. It can read in large text files very easily. It can read in large unformatted text files very easily. But one of the things is sort of a chicken and an egg idea. Python is hot because people are writing it has a lot of libraries for it that are current and what people need to use now. And the reason it has a lot of libraries for it is it's hot and people are using it. So people are using it because there's libraries, and people are writing libraries because people are using it. Um, but more than the text files, it has some unique data types. One of the data types is called a list, which is not an array. So if you know what an array is, a list is not an array. It's something similar to an array, but it's different. It also has something that's called a dictionary, which looks like it's a record in a database, but it's not, so don't get confused. But these two data types, which are native to Python, work really well with NoSQL databases, which are really growing at the moment. And so that's one of the other reasons that Python is hot. And the last reason is with all those libraries, you can do some really cool data analysis. So if you're a data scientist, you're going to end up using Python. And one of the things that those libraries allow you to do is do charts and graphs really, really easily. And it has a small footprint. So it works well in a multi-threaded web environment, and you can create lots of different graphics on the fly and have them sent out to your website or to your users through your website. It is the language that, as I said, data scientists are using, but it's not the only language, but it is a good language to have. We're going to look at some of those libraries, especially the graphics library, but we'll get by the end of the class into using pandas, which is a good language for looking at large data sets. With that in mind, I hope you enjoy the class, and Python is a really cool language, and you're going to learn a lot of cool stuff this semester.